Are you a part of my expansion series and want a little bit more information? Well, stay tuned because I'm going to share with you on how to understand the trigger stage. Hi, I'm Angela, and I share with you how to turn your pain into power. And today I'm going to share with you a little bit about understanding the trigger stage. In my expansion series, I share with you stages of how to turn your pain into power. In this video, I'm going to give you a brief overview of how to understand the trigger stage. Now, if you are not part of my expansion series, that's completely okay. Just go to the description below and sign up. It's absolutely free. It is a 3-month expansion series that is absolutely free, that all you have to do is sign up with your email address, and then you get access to the live replays and of course access to the replays so that you can turn your pain into power. And essentially what I'm helping you do is learn how to channel all of this negative energy into something that is going to be more productive for you. If you own a business, that's great. If you don't own a business, that's great. This is the only requirement for you to be a part of the expansion series. If you are a woman that is passionate, committed, and determining to change her life and step into her best self, I want to be able to reach all women at all levels. And so I'm busting the cap off this niche thing and totally diving in and helping all women, because I want my brand to be all about that and helping all women no matter where you're at. So whether you own a business, this series will help you. Whether you own a series, this business will help you. So let's get into the trigger stage. Okay, the trigger stage is not where I'm going to sit here and attempt to trigger you. That's not it at all. I want to make that very clear. There's no trigger warnings here. Even if I was going to do that for you, I wouldn't trigger warn you. And that might piss some people off, and that's completely okay. I just don't believe that we need to warn people before we might potentially trigger them. That actually defeats the purpose of the trigger, because all trigger it actually is a sign of healing and where we need to start that journey and expand and let go of the things that we have learned in the past. So I want to make that very clear. If you're ever expecting any type of trigger warning, it's not coming from me. So let's talk about this trigger stage. This trigger stage is actually a point in your life where everything kind of shifts. It's where you start to see and become aware of certain things that you've been doing, whether it's your behaviors, it's your actions, the things that you say are not exactly in line with who you want to be. Okay, and I will give you an example. If you were part of the expansion series, you actually heard me talk about this. So I actually had a moment, and this was a long time ago. Okay, I want to make that very clear. This was a long time ago. I'm thinking it's coming up on 6 or 7 years ago. I used to party a lot. My professional life was falling apart, and so was my personal life. And so everything was just kind of falling apart. And I would seriously work nonstop Monday through Friday. And then Friday at about 5 p.m., I would start partying. I would start partying until about Sunday at 5 o'clock and just start it all over again. Well, what ended up happening is I went out of town this one weekend and ended up with some girl's ID. We kind of looked alike, so I can see how it happened. Well, then I didn't know that I ended up with her ID until I got back into town, and now I'm holding this chick's ID. Well, I looked enough like her that I decided to use it, and so all weekend my friends called me her name. And can't you hear the helicopter? We'll just get that. Okay, I think it's good enough. So I used her ID to get into the bar, and all night my friends were calling me Jennifer. And Jennifer got blacked out drunk, wasted, smashed. I don't even know what happened. Okay, I honestly now, I mean, it's been so long, I really have no idea. But what I do remember is that this point in time triggered me into realizing that what was going on with my life was not necessarily integrity with who I wanted to be. And what happened? Nothing. Okay, I want to be very honest here. Absolutely nothing happened. I didn't wake up the next day and decide that I was going to change. I didn't, wake up in a week from now and think that, maybe I should stop drinking, maybe I should stop doing these things. But it was the initial part of everything that created this chain reaction or this domino effect that absolutely changed my life. So for you, if you don't own a business and you might be in the middle of it or just a little bit past it, right? Most people that are in this stage are not necessarily looking for my content, and that's completely okay. So you're probably a few stages past this. However, we can't get to the rest of what's going on if we don't identify what this trigger stage is, okay? So for you, you probably, if depending on where you're at, okay, so this is specifically for you if you're not an entrepreneur and you're trying to heal and you're trying to let go. What you're going to do is you're going to look past and see where this moment is at, and you're just going to see it. You're not going to judge it. You're not going to, have mean things to say about it. You're just going to see it. You're just going to observe it. And what I want you to do is I want you to, of course, then journal about this phase in your life. Okay. Now, remember, we're not judging it. That's not the point here. The point is that you need to become aware of what caused this trigger. Okay. And that's all we're doing for right now. If you're a business owner and you're looking to turn your pain into this story, to put cash in your business, to turn your story into millions of dollars essentially, or learn how to use your story to help other women, what you're going to do is you're going to go back and you're going to start identifying when this happened for you and what kind of emotions were there, what was coming up for you. And you want to get crystal clear on this because you want to be able to connect with your audience on a very deep level. Okay, so let's talk about these emotions. Let's do all of this, right? So that you know how to identify that, so you know how to speak directly to your audience. Now, for the non-business owners, I want you to know that you can absolutely do this, but I highly recommend that you get into my expansion series so that I can walk you through this on a very, very deep level, rather than just giving you this 10-minute video and expecting you to kind of know what to do and how to navigate this, especially if you've never done any of this work before, or if you have, but you've gone to therapy and you've kind of dabbled in it, or if you have done some inner work, but you're not at the level that you would like to be. I want to be able to help you. So I highly recommend that you go into the description and sign up for my expansion series. It's absolutely free. What happens is I go live once a week in my group, and then the replays are taken down in 24 hours. However, if you sign up, you actually get access to the replays via YouTube for as long as I decide to keep them up. So essentially, you can have them forever. I don't know, I haven't figured everything out. So you can absolutely do that. And this is how you are able to identify the trigger stage and what has actually created this domino effect in changing your life. Now, you may not have an alter ego weekend. That's completely fine. It might be something more subtle. It might be something more drastic. Whatever it is, it's okay. There's no right or wrong here, okay? If you like this video, I would love for you to like and subscribe. But if you are really digging this expansion series and you feel comfortable and safe enough, I want to know, what was your trigger stage? You don't have to tell me in details. You don't have to let the whole world know, especially if you don't feel that safe, but you can let me know in the comments below. What was it for you that created the domino effect that you decided that you needed to be right here watching this video? Or if you needed to be a part of my expansion series, I would love to know. So this is how you identify the trigger stage. Again, sign up for the expansion series so that we can dive deep into this. I look forward to seeing you. I'm Angela, and I help you turn your pain into power, and I will see you later. Bye.